Yo, Lucky Lefty podcast, Saturday show. Onora
That's right.
Boys in the building. Brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. That premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. If you drink by all means, make sure you do so.
Responsibly.
Gotta do it responsibly. Audio edibles daily. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. YouTube channel, man, it's hot. YouTube posts, videos, live shows, and polls on a daily basis. Subscribe, the thumbs up, smash it for us, man. Notification bell. Every time we go live or post a video, you'll know. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast. We spin it different. We're gonna have some fun today, right? We're gonna get to Notre Dame. Special show today. Inspired by some things that happened in Chicago last night, Left.
Okay, yeah, the Chicago thing was real crazy. I don't know how y'all want to move on and progress and get better when y'all can't even appreciate the history that was made, man.
So I'm here to give context because it's a lot of fluff out there on social media by people that have no connection to Chicago or the Bulls at all. So I'm gonna give you some history of what's really going down. Because, you know, I got my boys at ESPN NY posting stupid stuff like, why in the world wouldn't Michael Jordan show up? Okay, I'm going to tell you why Michael Jordan wouldn't show up. I'm going to tell you why the Bears are who they are. I'm going to tell you why Jerry
You gonna tell us? You gonna
tell you why Jerry Reinsdorf is one of the worst owners in the history of professional sports, despite the 7 titles. Despite the 7 titles.
Despite the 7 titles?
Despite the 7.
Oh, man, y'all going in deep in the Chicago history.
I'll give you a perfect example. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about Dan Gilbert as an owner, Left? Tell the truth.
Dan Gilbert is just like the rest of the owners.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad.
And if LeBron James had not been dropped into the state of Ohio in Akron and fell into the laps of the Cavaliers, what would that franchise be, in your opinion?
If they did it now, or like...
No. If LeBron James never existed, what would the Cleveland Cavaliers franchise be?
Probably move to another city.
Thank you. So I want to say that to say this. LL question of the day. How did you become a Notre Dame fan? Because all Notre Dame fans, the Notre Dame fandom is not monolithic, bro. It's not linear. You have fans that grew up and were introduced to someone that was a lifelong Notre Dame fan. You have fans that come via the Catholic Church, and, you know, that was the connection. You have fans that are alumni and went to Notre Dame. People that grew up in South Bend and the surrounding areas. There are a lot of ways that people became Notre Dame fans. There are people in California that ended up being connected via the trips that Notre Dame used to take out to California via Newt Rockne and the Subway alumni. It's a lot of ways that Notre Dame fandom has grown globally and made Notre Dame one of the biggest brands in college football and in sports in general. So I want to know how you became a fan. And in that, do you feel like Notre Dame players owe you anything? Do you feel like Notre Dame players owe you anything outside of what they do on the football field? That's what I want to know today, Left.
As a fan, or like in regards to what?
Just, do they owe you anything? I'll give you a perfect example, Left.
They owe us wins.
Okay. I've been pleasured to meet several players when I'm in your presence and when I'm not in your presence. My fandom, and I'm saying I preface this by saying my fandom, because everybody's fandom is not the same, which is why I asked the question. I don't need you to take pictures with me, dog. I'm not about the request.
Okay,
I'm not about the request. I'm not about the request. Man, can we take a picture? No, dude. The fact that I had a convo, the fact that I met you, I'm good. I'm fine. There are some fans that feel like, yo, man, you can't take a picture. There's some fans that feel that way. They feel like I'm a fan. We make you guys. If you don't have the fans, then Notre Dame football wouldn't be what it is. There's certain people out there that feel that way, Left. There's certain people out there that feel that way.
No, I hear that.
So that's why I asked the question. Like, what is your fandom? How did it get started? And do you feel like Notre Dame players, coaches of the past or the present, do you feel like they owe you anything outside of the football field?
In terms of owing, I don't think you owe anybody anything. I think it's more the courtesy and a responsibility at Notre Dame specifically. I think Notre Dame's fan base is pretty thorough and more detailed than most other fan bases. I think that's a additive when you commit to Notre Dame, and obviously you don't owe anybody anything, but a social responsibility in regards to building the brand. Obviously you want to continue building what people believe of the brand, so you want to be able to, you know, participate in growing it. You know, the one thing Coach Kelly always says is it's not solely about you, it's about the brand itself, and you can't be bigger than the brand. But when you extend those courtesies, it does grow the love of what makes Notre Dame players a lot more beloved by fans than, I went to Florida. In Florida, the fans truly treat you like a football team, if that makes sense. Like, you truly a football player at a school where if football wasn't there, you most likely wouldn't be there. So, Notre Dame fandom's a little different, but you don't have to do anything, but I do think it is a social responsibility when you're on a team like Notre Dame to participate, because they're going to show you a lot of love regardless.
So I've been around Notre Dame fans, and Notre Dame fans are special. I'll just leave it at that, Left. They're special. They're special. We talk to them on a daily basis. That's the best way I can describe it. Notre Dame, the fan base, and the fandom, very special. Now, with all of that being said, I don't blame Notre Dame fans for their frustration. It's been since 1988, bro. I don't care how far you take the frustration. 1988 is a long time, my dude. That's a long time in between championships for a big-time college football brand.
That's right.
So, my empathy goes out. My empathy goes out to Notre Dame fans, no matter how they interact or feel, or, opinions they have about what has happened or who they try to protect, or none of that, Left. Like, ultimately, I get it. I have empathy, even if we disagree on certain things. So let's get to it, because this is going to be a good show. All right. So in order to get to it, what's smoking? What's smoking? Brought to you by Fashion Geek, AlonzoJackson.com. We run the city. Big sale going on. They dropped their Plains Letterman jacket down from 15 to a stack. Man, Left, it's amazing that the Bulls, 30 years after the fact, had a ceremony last night to launch their Ring of Honor.
What's with the air quotes now? What's with the
Fam, it's 30 years later.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That speaks to who the Bulls are. It's 30 years later. What are you talking about? It's college schools that have rings of honor, dude. Alabama has a ring of honor. You're the Bulls, the third biggest franchise in NBA history, title-wise. Number one in attendance every year. And it took you 30 years to realize that you need to honor the greats of the past. It took you 30 years.
Is there somebody other than the Lakers that have a ring of honor in the NBA?
The Celtics have a ring of honor. Heck, the Miami Heat retired Michael Jordan's number, bro.
Yeah, the Miami Heat.
What are we talking about? Man, look. Here it is. Last night, Ring of Honor. And this is what took place. It is like hot all over the place on social media.
What can we possibly be thinking? I cannot believe that the fans, and you have to understand, when you hear boos, it's not all of them, right? So the fans who booed, they know who they are, and that's, to me, is absolutely shameful, and I'm devastated by that, because it's just what are we doing? You know, whether people liked Jerry or not, whether they disagreed with the decision to move on from whatever I mean, we're here to celebrate that team. Jerry did an amazing job building that team. Tonight and last night was all about the joy and the love that team shared with the city. And I'm so disappointed in the fans. And I want to be specific because there were lots of fans, I'm sure, who did not boo. But those who booed, they should be ashamed.
I think you're on mute.
Stacey King, stop lying to these people. Stop. It's documented. Bulls fans booed Jerry Krauss when he was sitting at games in the 90s. What are you talking about?
That's right.
Let's be honest. The Bulls fans have never liked Jerry Krauss. And I'm not forgiving them for that last night. This white helmet there. I'm not stop lying.
Saying it never changed. It never changed.
Bulls fans are doing the same thing they did to Jerry Krauss in his face. They were next to him in his face. It's documented. Booing him and hitting him.
This is not new.
This is documented. What are we talking about? Boo, Chicago fans have never done that. You're lying. You're lying. The dude has always been the villain. Always. And he did it to himself for the things he said and the way he treated people at work. This is documented. This is documented. I can't mistreat people and then in my passing expect them to treat my family a certain way when my name is brought up. No, their true feelings are their true feelings.
That's like snitching. Your family affects your whole family.
Now, this is the question. Can fans have what we call couth? Can they read the room? Yes. Mature people can read the room and say, this is not the time nor the place to air my grievances or to air my dislike for this particular individual. But that does not change the fact that Chicago Bulls fans have always been upfront about their feelings about one Jerry Krauss, regardless of the championships. I don't want to hear about he brought this, he brought that. If Michael Jordan doesn't land in Chicago, Jerry Krauss isn't even thought of. He's not even thought of. The Chicago Bulls weren't even thought of. The DeBoer Blue Demons were the biggest basketball team in Chicago as a college team before Michael Jordan got here. Stop lying to these people on social media about who the Bulls are. Jerry Krauss ain't the Bulls. Michael Jordan is the Chicago Bulls. Everything started with him. The Bulls and who they are today started with him. It didn't start with Jerry Krauss. Stop lying, because it has nothing to do with the mistreatment and the way the fans acted in a bad situation. And it was poorly handled by the Chicago Bulls. Period. Stop lying about the fact that somehow, some way, Michael Jordan disrespected Bulls fans because he didn't show up 30 years later. When Jerry Reinsdorf tried to block him from becoming an NBA owner. Stop acting like we don't know the background to Michael Jordan's beef with the Reinsdorfs. Stop it. That's like Dan Gilbert trying to block LeBron from becoming an NBA owner after he retires. Is LeBron supposed to feel great about the Cavaliers and Dan Gilbert in that situation? That's why I asked the question. Michael Jordan gave me 6 titles. He doesn't ever have to come back to Chicago, man. I don't care about that.
Yeah, he don't. Yeah, Michael Jordan don't have to. He probably don't even have a house there.
Dude, he sold his house. It's been on the market for like the last 4 years. I don't care. I got 6 championships. I don't care. All these people thought he owes us more. Owes you what? What does he owe you? Your team was nothing. Like he said in The Last Dance, your team was full of druggies and drug addicts. That's a fact. And what we saw last night, if we're going to talk about the moment, then we need to talk about the fact that the entire dysfunction of last night starts at the top. The Bulls, despite having 6 titles, have always been a dysfunctional organization. Always. There was never harmony between the players, the coaches, and the front office. Never. Even the Derrick Rose Bulls. Gar Forman was hated. Name a general manager in Chicago Bulls history that was not disliked. And you know why that is? Because
I hope you're not putting that on my guy John Paxson now.
John Paxson gets love because he hit championship shots. I'm keeping it a buck today because this foolishness, all this line going on. Dude, man, look, stop. If you want to say the situation was bad, say the situation was bad. If you want to say in the moment, Bulls fans, man, rudely embarrassed. The wife, Thelma Krauss, I agree with you 100%. But all this other crap about Michael Jordan owes us more, he should have shown up, that's cap. And if you're from Chicago, you know why. That's cap.
So the Bulls fans should keep it 100.
Why are Bulls fans booing a dead person? They booed that dude sitting next to him in the stadium.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah. They're just consistently booing him. It ain't no
even about his wife. It was never about his wife. They didn't like him. They didn't like Gar Forman. They didn't like John Paxson as a GM. You know why? Because they represent Jerry Reinsdorf. And if you know Jerry Reinsdorf in this city, he's pretty scummy the way he handles things, bro. He's pretty scummy, but he's in line with most of the ownership in Chicago. You know why? Walter Payton just got a statue in front of Soldier Field 3 years ago. You know why it took so long, Left? Know why it took so long? After that dude put the Bears on the map in the modern era, you know why it took so long, Left? It took so long because McCaskey was mad that man actually tried to bring an NFL franchise to St. Louis. They were mad because that black man tried to become an NFL owner back in the day. And
you said they held it back because they was hating on him.
They blocked it. They were mad that the Chicago Bears were actually trying to bring a franchise to the NFL that's close. Yes. So that's the animosity between the Payton family and the McCaskey family that was finally eased over that led to his statue. He should have had a statue the moment he died, Left. That was 20 years ago. What are we talking about?
They always give us the credit after the fact, way after the fact.
Ownership in the city of Chicago is scummy. You want to talk about Bill Wirtz? You want to talk about his exploits here? Before he passed away and his family took over and finally got championships here? Ownership in Chicago is scummy, bro. I know why fans act the way they act towards executives in Chicago, because ownership is scummy. and have been for a long time. Flat out scummy. That's something I cannot say for Notre Dame. As much as I disagree with Notre Dame administration concerning football issues, I have not heard nor have I seen anything that I could say Notre Dame administration is scummy.
Scummy?
Scummy. I'm telling you, Chicago ownership and executives in this town have been scummy for years. Years. We're not about to act like Chicago fans are just out here just booing for no reason. No. These dudes are scums and have been scums. Collecting checks all the time. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the legacy of the players. They don't. This man has the third biggest brand behind the Lakers and Celtics in the NBA. Merchandising, attendance, all of that globally, all of that. Third behind the two monsters. And this dude has the audacity to say the 6 championships pale in comparison to the World Series I won with the White Sox. You know what? You know what? And now you're trying to move the White Sox to Nashville? The nerve. The nerve. He's a scum, Left. He's a scum. He's a scum. I'm here to tell it today.
Oh yeah, you're not playing, Sean. You're not playing.
Don't. All that stuff that's out there on Twitter, stop. Because people are capping. I think we all agree that it's not cool to bring certain situations to funerals, bring certain dislikes to certain situations, because it's not the time and place. Even scripture says there's a time and season for everything. Time and season for everything, man.
So you saying it's just due, or are you just saying that it is what it is?
No, man. Bulls fans should have read the room, bro. They should have read the room. This is a night of honor, even though it's about 15 years too late. It's a ring of honor.
Okay, so if it's on schedule,
if I was there, let me tell you how I would have handled it. They would have been like Artis Gilmore, the Big A, Johnny Red Kirk, Chet Walker, Jerry Krauss, Phil Jackson. Man, I don't have to boo him. The silence says everything. All Bulls fans had to do, and Jerry Sloan, thank you, Andrew. Jerry Sloan, the great Jerry Sloan, clap. Jerry Krause, no clap.
Just let it quiet.
Let's be quiet. It would have spoken volumes. That's it. If you're not feeling it, there's no need for a boo. Read the room. No need for a boo. But stop acting like Chicago fans are all of a sudden doing something that's out of character. Man, I
don't know. I mean, the activities at the United Center, we done seen, stripper bowls. We done seen it go far.
You saw the last dance, right? You saw the last dance, right, Left?
Yeah, they was booing him in the last dance.
Thank you, Left. At the ring ceremony, Left, he came out to get his championship ring for the 72-win team to start the next season, and they booed him. The entire stadium booed him. Chicago fans did what they've been doing to that dude. The very mention of him, a video of him, anything of him in this city is not going across well. So I would advise you not to do it. And yes, he was the architect. He was the architect of 6 championships. But that man took the job, and you know who he had? That dude had Michael Jordan. Your job ain't that hard, bro. Just like when that cat Kobe Altman was the GM at the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that dude had, come on, man, you got LeBron James, bro. Getting that major piece, that's There's a lot of teams in the NBA that have a lot of pieces, but they don't have that major piece. They don't have that Jokic. They don't have that Embiid. They don't have that Tatum. They're trying to get that dude. You know how hard it is to get that dude? They don't have a LeBron James. He walked in and had one. You know how many GMs would like to walk into a job and have a Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Steve
Man, come
Kerr.
on,
He
man.
walked right into that Golden State opportunity with Steph in him.
The heck out of here. This dude. Organizations win championships. Get your goofy tail out of here. Let's stop acting like we don't know why this dude was disliked. Making stupid stuff, comments like that.
Wait, I do think it's a question. Okay, so if Notre Dame wins it, is it because Pete Bravacqua got it right, or is it because we found the quarterback?
Let me ask you a question, because you make a statement that rings so true in this situation. You always tell me teams and organizations choose winning, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what you tell me.
Well, Notre Dame has that option to choose to win. We always, we take the easy way, but
Let me ask you this question.
We could turn up.
When you as a GM, let me break it down for people. When you as a GM or an organization, you choose to win, that means you're good at evaluating, you're good at making picks, you're good at free agency, you do the right things because you're choosing to win, correct?
That's right.
You're choosing to win. You made a choice to win. Okay. Did the Los Angeles Lakers, did they choose to win? Did they choose to win as an organization?
I couldn't say they did.
Okay. So I'm saying I think they chose to win. I think they've chosen to win because look, they tied with the Celtics. I think them and the Celtics chose to win. But who won the championship in 91?
Yeah.
The Chicago Bulls. See, I don't care. There's a lot of organizations that choose to win. Okay, Jerry Krause chose to win. Who won? Though? Because it was two organizations that chose to win. Only one can win. And Jerry Krause wasn't on. He didn't get a rebound. He didn't shoot a shame, do nothing. He made a choice to win.
It was a big choice, though. You got to give it credit. It was.
Do you think did the Portland Trail Blazers choose to win in 92? Yes. Did they win? No. Did the Phoenix Suns, when they went out and got Charles Barkley, did they choose to win? Yes. Did they win? No. Did the Seattle Supersonics, when they got Shawn Kemp, drafted him, had Gary Payton, did they choose to win? Yes. Did they win? No.
No.
Did Jerry Sloan and the Utah Jazz choose to win? Yes. Did they win? No. There's only so much credit you can give organizations, bro.
That's right.
Only so much. And the problem with Jerry Krause is he wanted more than he was supposed to get. He wanted to be seen equal with Michael Jordan, and that was never going to happen.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
That was his problem. He wanted to be seen equal with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. That wasn't going to happen, bro. Shut up, sit back, and take what you deserve. And he would have been cool. But that wasn't good enough for him. That's why he had to prove that he could win without Phil Jackson. And what happened? He never with another winning team. Never. Once Mike left, since he's such a great GM, because remember, he walked in, he didn't draft Michael Jordan. He walked in with Michael Jordan. So since he's such a great GM, what did he do once Michael Jordan left and Phil Jackson left? I'll wait, left. What's his legacy after them?
Well, didn't they go somewhere with Scottie?
Wait. Because Michael Jordan became the best player in the NBA before Jerry Krause. He became the biggest global brand in the NBA before Jerry Krause. Michael Jordan accomplished a whole bunch of stuff before Jerry Krause even showed up. Facts. What did Jerry Krause accomplish after Michael Jordan? I'll wait. Since he's such a great GM. Dude, keep it in context. What happened last night was an isolated incident. Thelma Krauss did not deserve that at all. Bulls fans, in a situation like that, I understand your angst. I understand your frustrations. I understand why you didn't like Jerry Krause, but that was not the time nor the place to put that into play. It just wasn't. And I'm not going to debate that. It was foolish. Silence would have been absolutely amazing if you wanted to prove a point about Jerry Krause. Just shut up. Just shut up. But we have to stop running to social media trying to act like we don't know the background of why that horrible production that the Bulls put on went the way it went. We know the situation between Michael and Scotty right now. We know Marcus Jordan is talking about him and Larsa Pippen bang 5 times a night on shows. We know all this.
That's crazy.
We know. Why would Michael Jordan want to come knowing the Chicago media is going to bring that stuff up? Why? Why? And why would fans even fix their mouths to say Michael Jordan owes more to the Chicago fans? Michael Jordan don't owe us a darn thing, bro.
Right. He don't even rep Chicago like that in his past.
He doesn't. Left. Thank you. You can go do what you want to do. Thank you. He can go do what he does. Still go to Charlotte. Go rep Brooklyn where you were born at. All of that. I'm cool. I am cool. But the one thing we're not about to do, we're not about to sit here and lie about Chicago. We're not going to lie about the Chicago Bulls fan base. And we're not about to paint a pretty picture when it comes to Chicago ownership and executives. That we are not about to do. It's not happening. The Bears are a perfect example. 3 consecutive times they have put a rookie quarterback with a lame duck coach. 3 consecutive times.
3 times.
3 times.
Matt Nagy got Mitch Trubisky. That was just a bad combo.
Left, I don't care. That's not the way you win. You're not choosing to win. It goes to what you say, Left. You choose to win as an organization.
Well, do you consider them
that you're going to win the championship, but you're choosing the path to give yourself the best chance?
So them choosing to keep Eberflus, is that choosing to win by Ryan Poles?
No. How?
Well, they end up being all right halfway throughout the end of the season.
They weren't okay because of Eberflus. They were okay because they got Montez Sweat, and he changed the entire dynamic. They got a player. Eberflus didn't become a better coach. Prior to Montez Sweat, they were bottom 5 in defense for 2 seasons or for a season and a half under Eberflus. Left. How?
Right, but they got better though.
2 of your coaching hires were fired during the middle of the season. The FBI showed up in Hallett's Hall. What are we talking about? The dysfunction, right?
You said 2 got fired in season.
The level of dysfunction that is okay in Chicago is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So when these moments happen, we want to blame everybody else except for the people that run the ship. Everybody else. And we said, remember when everybody was upset about the Andy Ludwig situation or the Sam Hartman situation? And I came on this show and I said, Notre Dame fans, I don't care what you feel. We're getting played. We're the ones getting played.
That's right. We're the ones getting played.
Because they're not choosing to win.
That's it.
If they don't want to give Marcus Freeman what he needs, the coaches he needs, the financial backing he needs,
we're not going to be successful.
They're not choosing to win. And you know who suffers from it? The fan base. And you know who ends up bickering back and forth? We're the fans. We're bickering back and forth.
Yeah.
While they collect money. They get money either way. And we're sitting here on podcasts, social media, going back and forth because we all want the same thing. A championship. And instead of pointing the blame at the people that deserve the blame, we want to say, that's a horrible take. You don't know what you're talking about. And they're scot-free. They continue doing whatever they want to do. That's why I'm like, dude, that's why I don't do that. My personal preference. I don't block people. I don't do that, man. People are welcome in LL Nation to come on here and speak whatever you want to speak. And if we choose to disagree, we choose to disagree and talk about it.
That's right. That's right.
But when it comes to fandom, I don't expect everyone's fandom to be like mine. We don't have the same story in our Notre Dame fandom. Left, we don't. We don't. You played, Left, so I don't expect to be the same type of fan that you are as a former player. I don't expect to take things the way you take it as a former player, Left. I don't. But we all want the same thing. We all want Marcus Freeman to be successful. We all want the young men in the program to graduate and do great things after football and be representatives on and off the field, whether they go to the NFL or not. We all want the same things. But last night was a great example of how organizations do a crummy job and then they back off and let fans go at it. Perfect example, Left.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect example. We did a horrible job. It's 30 years later. We're finally doing the Ring of
30
Honor.
years later is ridiculous.
We're fine. Artis Gilmore should have been in the Ring of Honor when Michael Jordan was playing. Are we kidding me? Johnny Red Curve should have been in the Ring of Honor before he had to die.
Yeah, that's how they do us now. They good for waiting until we pass on about 10 years before they be like, you know what, he was a good dude. How long it take for Martin Luther King to get his day?
Look, man, this is insanity, man. And I'm telling fans, stop allowing these organizations, administrations, and programs to cause you all to go at each other. Stop, man. Stop. Especially when we all want the same thing. Come on, man. Everybody doesn't clap for Jack Swarbrick when he walks in the stadium, Left. They don't. And Tyrone Willingham walked back into Notre Dame Stadium. You think he's getting a hand clap?
That's wrong example.
If Brian Kelly comes back, you think he's getting a full house hand clap?
He'll get some acknowledgement. He is the winningest coach.
He'll get some acknowledgement. And there's some fans that are gonna be like, man, whatever.
I agree.
It is what it is, man. It is, yo, bro. It's just
I think it'd be
man.
best if Coach Freeman had a nice Marvin Lewis career. You know, just be really consistent through the ups and downs and keep him for about 10, 15 years. You know how that go. But hopefully, I think Notre Dame fandom deserves a season where there is some synergy at the top and on the team. I think if we get to see that in full flesh, in my opinion, 2012 was a lot like that. Except, we ran against a team that was a little different.
Hey, throwing hands Irish. Look, I want Freeman to have a Jimmy Johnson career too. Give me 2 championships and go to the NFL. Man, I love it. I love it. But man, yo, that's the thing. Finally, it seems like the choice to win has been made. Money's being invested. Looks like the coaching staff is going to be kept intact. Al Golden, Mike Mickens, Dylan McCullough, all the dude, people are coming after them, and it looks like more than likely, hopefully, all of them will be back next year. And if that's the case, it signals that finally, Notre Dame is doing everything. I didn't say they haven't done things, but it finally seems like Notre Dame with the Lauren Landau, him coming in, they're going to have to invest in technology. They have to, because that's what he does. So they have to support his way of doing things. Notre Dame is now open to finally doing everything that it takes to be a winning program now. And that's a great sign, Notre Dame fans. That's a great sign that they're making the choice to go all in.
About time.
And to stay within the bounds of their missions at the university and staying with academic excellence. Never wanted that to be sacrificed.
But I think the Lou Holtz era is why there's been a disassociation between the staff and the administration.
Absolutely.
Because ever since then, the administration treats the staff like they got their thumb on their necks or something. Because now there's just a clear power struggle for who's getting the credit. Ever since Lou Holtz, it was like, no. We're going to get the success through the administration and funnel it to the coaching staff. And ever since then, it's been a difference between the two.
It is, yo.
But they still talking about Lou Holtz.
I mean, what else do you have to hold on to? What else left? That is the pinnacle for Notre Dame fans, dude. No, Brian Kelly won more games, but you better not even mention Brian Kelly in the same sentence.
Yeah, you couldn't even make Brian Kelly's case if you brought him in. They wouldn't even let you.
No.
They'd be like, I don't care what you got to say about Brian. You know, they wouldn't know.
You can't.
Because they would just argue the allure of Lou Holtz against Brian Kelly's statistics. Like, they would just think that, man, Lou Holtz had some omnipresence about him that was bigger than a football statistic. That's why Coach Kelly could never be in the same sentence to some fans. Just like Brady Quinn. Brady Quinn to some fans is like Superman. So you couldn't even put Brady Quinn compared to another quarterback in some cases in the same sentence, because it's just who it is. Brady Quinn is a brand.
Look, Left, that's what makes the Notre Dame brand and fan base special, because Notre Dame fans will love you, bro. They will love you. They will defend you. Heck, they defend Sam Hartman, bro. Notre Dame fans defend Sam Hartman. And this dude, did he give anything? Not being disrespectful. We can go disrespect. He went out there and played. But I'm like, great moment. No one feels like they got a return on investment from the $2 million or the meal he got.
Nope.
If they're being honest.
Because what game was it like, okay, that was $2 million worth? Name the game. Pittsburgh. That's where that $2 million came in. The Pittsburgh game.
He doesn't see. This might be disrespectful to some people, right? It's funny because I was actually walking behind. This is when Sam Hartman was in the spring. I won't say any names, dude. Right? What's that? Tank's podcast. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. Where was you at? Who was you with? I ain't doing that. But I'm gonna tell you, I was walking out of practice one day, and certain Notre Dame media walked down the stairs, and there's a picture of you in the building.
Who, of me?
Yes, there's a picture of you.
That's right.
From the Music City Bowl in the
That's
building.
right.
And they both jokingly laughed and said, I think it's time for that. That can come down.
Oh,
Yeah, I ain't gonna say their names.
oh.
They didn't know I was behind them, though. I like, we got Sam Hartman. I think it's time for that to come down. I said, okay. All right. Okay. And they know. If they watch this, they know. Because they had the screw face when they turned around. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's that type of foolishness that I said, man, this is why. And we try to get rid of this, dude, because there's too much meat on the Notre Dame bone to have that type of foolishness going on. That type of foolishness. And they had the dumb face when they turned around and old SD2 mics was standing behind. Like, yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
Oh, now we got to drop names.
No. We'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it. But that's the type of stuff I talk about. How stuff people try to pit us against Mike Goolsby. We don't have no issues with Mike Goolsby. Mike Goolsby ain't never said anything about me. I don't know if you guys have a relationship, if you've spoken. We don't have no issues with Mike Goolsby. Regardless of how he disagrees or what we say, or we disagree with what he says, we don't have issues with that dude.
Because there's too much content to talk about moving forward.
None.
We will be taken away from the content we're supposed to cover to talk about Mike Goolsby.
But for some reason, other shows like to do that. So let them do that. Let them do that. We don't have time for that, man. Being a Notre Dame fan is too enjoyable to participate in that type of foolishness.
That's right.
But yeah, we can get rid of this picture of MALIK ZAIRE. Did you see Sam Hartman today? I'm telling you, they've been massaging that dude's testicles since the spring, dog.
But I just want to know moments. That's all.
That dude, and he gave us no moments, no return on investment, none of that.
It's because the brother looked the part. He got the nice beard with the hair flow
and defend. MALIK had bigger moments than Sam Hartman.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, I think I've had
SHAUN Kaiser had bigger moments. Eric Golson had bigger moments. Ian Book had bigger moments. Tommy Reese had. I can name you 5 quarterbacks that had bigger moments than that dude Sam Hartman at Notre Dame.
That's right. Jack Cohn had more moments than Sam.
Jack Cohn had bigger moments. What are we talking about? But we want to sit up here and protect this. This dude ain't even home. He's not even homegrown, Left.
Not even homegrown, man.
But that's when I knew the fix was in, dude. That it didn't matter what he did. It did not matter what he did. The media was gonna protect him.
Because come on, man, Duke is not a moment. Because Duke wasn't even scheduled on the expectation list of the games that he was signing for. Duke was supposed to be just a win. Because of he turned it into a final finisher. That game wasn't supposed to be scheduled for no final finisher. We wasn't slated before the game that was going to come down to a last drive that he had to pull out. He could have did all this in the first quarter.
Left, look, man. This is why we talking fandom today. Let me know, LL Nation, how do you all feel, man? Do you feel like the players owe you? Talk to us. Talk to you. Talk to us. We talked about it on the recruiting hour yesterday. Who were the 2 biggest disappointments this year? And I flat out said no one was more disappointing than 10. No one on this roster was more disappointing than 10. Nobody. I think Ryan brought up Blake Fisher. I was like, I can roll with that. He brought up Jordan Patello. I said, I can roll with that too. But no one was no more disappointing than 10. Period. If you think he was good, if you think he wasn't good, we should all agree we didn't get what we thought we were getting.
Yeah, nobody's saying he was bad, but he wasn't what he was expected to be.
He was not what we expected, and we did not get the production that we expected.
But he had a good season to other people's standards.
That's fine.
That's fine. Riley Leonard is going to have, I guarantee you, Riley Leonard is going to have a good season. But does Riley Leonard meet expectations is a whole nother question. Yeah, you're going to win games because you're at Notre Dame and you got talent. You're slighted and slated above average as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to act like we don't see that you got talent and all of that. We know, but the expectation is bigger than just what we know. We need to find out if you can get this level of success with what we giving you. That's the challenge. That's the
Mm-hmm.
expectation. That's what we get excited and preached about after you're done.
Yeah.
We're not getting excited about you doing what we know you're gonna do. We know you're gonna have a good couple first games. It might be a game in there regular season where it struggles in the beginning and you pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll start really paying attention when you hit them playoffs. And you gotta play an away game. Like in Washington or an away game in Florida or something. Now I'm watching, okay, what does all that mean? Because we're talking about return on investment. $2 million, I'm not paying you $2 million to beat Miami, to beat Louisville, to beat these schools that we're already slated to win. Hell, Florida State now looks like they're gonna be in a lot of trouble next season. So that's not even that might not even be a big game.
Mm-hmm.
With all the sanctions and stuff they got going on. So yeah, Riley Leonard can win 11 games in the regular season, and I still be like, did he meet the expectations? Because I truly believe that the quarterbacks we have on this roster, we can win the same amount of games. We can win the same amount of games. So I think Riley Leonard is going to be in a great position where he's going to be required to be specifically great in moments. But if he's specifically great in moments, it's going to give us a championship potential. It's going to put him in the Heisman contention. It's going to put Notre Dame as a top team going into the end of the year. There's so many luxurious benefits for him being special in moments because that's what this team is built up to right now.
Let me ask you a question, Love. Would you prefer, and Notre Dame fans, like, please hit us up in the chat on this one. Would you prefer a great quarterback, or would you prefer a quarterback that's a gamer? In the biggest moments, he's going to show up. I'm just asking. Because, you might prefer to just have a dude, but it's a lot of dudes in college football that didn't win championships. Peyton Manning didn't win a championship.
Drake May.
Right? Peyton Manning left Tennessee, and T. Martin came with the same team the next year and won a championship.
The same team. People don't want
to team. That doesn't mean T. Martin's a better quarterback, but that cat T. Martin was a gamer.
T. Martin at that time was better shit.
Peyton Manning against Florida stunk it up the majority of the time.
Hell, Peyton Manning rookie year threw the most interceptions. So we're not saying the end of his career was better.
No.
But during that crossroads, when Peyton ain't Peyton yet, and T. Martin is on the rise, I mean, hey, if we was back then at that time, we probably wouldn't even be talking about Peyton Manning like this. We'd probably be on T. Martin's side harder. If we was a Tennessee fan back then, we'd probably be, man, where's T. Martin been at? But I think that this is no different. I think it's especially for the case that I believe that what we got going right now is set up to potentially be in a final spot.
I can see that.
The only thing that holds us back, just like it has been in years before, which I think is a little easier now, is that we don't have to be perfect. We had to be perfect. And think about it, the 10, 12 years Kelly was there, he had to be literally perfect to hope that the selection committee chooses, because he can't even get in on no 2 losses. Now you can have 2 losses getting to the playoffs, but now where do the scales measure for you? So that's where Riley Leonard has to up his game, just like the whole team has to up their game, which is something that we don't know. I mean, we know that through statistics, through the science of the transfers, 2 years is what gets it done. Or what gets you closest to getting it done. Watch, Ole Miss with Jackson Dart next year, they may be a sleeper team to be a top 5 team in the SEC next year. Because this is Jackson Dart's second year.
No, this is Jackson Dart's third year in the system.
Okay, third year in the system. I mean, they was
Jackson
ranked top
Dart,
5 for last year.
Jackson Dart statistically has been fantastic. He just can't beat Bama. He plays Bama in Georgia, and all of a sudden he comes up short. Really good quarterback,
Really good.
just not good in the big games, bro.
And that's where you get your CJ Strouds versus your good college quarterbacks that just aren't special D1 talent.
It is. Let's see what some of the fans said. NC Notre Dame fan, what's up? Thank you guys for joining us on a Saturday, man. And if you're out there in a snowstorm, be safe. Please be safe wherever you are. I'm going to be real. Just give me a winner. I don't care if it's a Tebow type or Trevor Lawrence type, man. I just want a winner. We have been waiting since 88. Come on, 88 people, just give me a winner. Hey, I rock with you on that one.
The thing about a gamer is they don't make it look pretty.
No, I mean Stetson Bennett made it look pretty. Josh Buffo, the motivational business banker, says we are stacking defense and offense recruits we haven't had in years. We need a gamer at quarterback to fill in the blanks and get us in the playoffs. Our defense will keep us in every game. See, that's the Michigan model. They proved this year you can win a championship in the modern era that way. Let's see, Irish Mills. Thank you for tapping in. To win a playoff game and make a run, we need a gamer at quarterback. Throwing hands, Irish says, I just think Dan Brock is going to figure out how to use Leonard the best. Let's see. Oh, Josh, this is perfect. Chris Leak, Stetson Bennett, J.J. McCarthy, these quarterbacks are not elite. Heck, Tim Tebow was college football elite, I guess, but he wasn't the greatest passer. And you win games. You win games.
Yeah, but Michigan has other elite players that overtake that too.
And Andrew, I would disagree. Ian Book was not a gamer. Ian Book was just Ian Book. Against Georgia, he played hard. He in the biggest games, he had one good game against Clemson.
And he almost lost that
game. One good game against Clemson. One.
Now think about that. One good game against Clemson, and he has like the third most starts in Notre Dame history.
Look, man.
The third most starts, you got the most wins as any quarterback. But out of all them wins, you have the most. And only one game was semi-memorable, and that was when the backup played, not the Trevor Lawrence that we know.
Mm-hmm.
You went the distance with the freshman, all-true freshman American backup. Went the distance with that, and that's the game they remember. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. You had Notre Dame. We played great teams every year. Schedule was great every time. And your most memorable game was taken to the wire at home versus a team that didn't have the reason why they won championships.
Mm-hmm.
Says a lot.
I don't think, like I said, this conversation is a perfect example. I don't think anybody in the chat is wrong. If you want a gamer, you can win that way. If you want a dude, you can win that way. We've seen it. But it's different paths to Notre Dame getting to a championship, man. Maybe Notre Dame one day is going to have, 2 to 3 playmakers, a wide receiver with Kenny Minchie or C.J. Carr, Riley Leonard, or Deuce Knight killing it through the air. Maybe with Mike Denbrock calling the plays. And one of them is in New York. Like, that is possible in the future. It's possible. It's possible Notre Dame can win a championship because of their offense. Notre Dame can also win a championship because of their defense, especially with the way the 25 recruiting class is going. And this is the joy of being able to talk Notre Dame football all the time, man. Because we all want the same thing. And I don't think anybody cares how it comes. I just wanted to show up. That's it. I just wanted to show up. That's it. Lucky Lefty podcast, man. What did you think about Kalen DeBoer being the next coach?
I think it's a little prisoner of the moment there. You know, I think
I don't think they had a choice, left because everybody else said no. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
yeah, I don't think they had a choice. But also as a program that is letting go of somebody that's been that great, I didn't think that they would be as fast as they were in choosing the next guy up. Now maybe the speed was relevant due to the fact that they probably knew they was gonna get some no's out there, you know. But it just also shows that one, it's hard to follow what Saban did at Bama, and nobody really wants that challenge because at the end of the day, these guys want to keep their jobs. These guys ain't out here for the fun of it to try to see if they can do it. So that's a risk that, you know, a lot of these coaches think about their families when they're like, look, I don't want to have, especially thinking of a guy like Marcus Freeman. Let's say if Marcus Freeman was an entertainer. He gonna take that big 7-family household all the way down to Bama to basically be expected to keep that up your first year. I'm not putting my family at risk like that to be out of a job in a year and a half, possibly faster. I'm gonna stay right here and get them 9-10 wins I need to keep my career going here. I mean, that's an easy choice. Secondly, the scales of college football are balanced, where Alabama goes back to a non-destination vacation spot. It doesn't have the weather or the amenities that a USC or a UCLA would have. Tradition is, as of late, has been there, but it's not expected to remain that level of greatness now that Saban's gone. You become no different than the Mississippi States and Vanderbilts of the world. Remember when Alabama wasn't that good? I know it's a long time people remember, but they wasn't that good in a period of time. So, but seeing this go back to being, oh, this is just Alabama, I don't think it's attractive for a lot of coaches to go there, especially knowing that the recruit ain't gonna be the same. So they like, we gotta find our way to repump this whole recruitment angle with no saving. That's gonna be a 2 to 3, 4, 5 year process. Does Alabama administration have the patience to wait on that? No, especially the fan base. They're gonna go through exactly what the Dolphins went through all them years after Dan Marino retired. They couldn't find a replacement for Tim Tua. They couldn't find their franchise quarterback for what, 20 years? 20 years. At least now you can appreciate how Auburn has been able to battle through it with Saban, still win championships, but they've been able to find coaches and keep it going to stay relevant. So, yeah, it's just, it'll be interesting to see how this transition goes. Hopefully they don't take 20 years for the Alabama to be back on top. I think Alabama has done a great job with Kalen DeBoer in terms of knowing that on his staff he has a really good GM.
Yeah.
A trustworthy GM that's been putting them in good positions. So whenever you got a really good GM, you got a chance.
Yo, that cat Kalen DeBoer was a pretty good wide receiver at the University of Sioux Falls, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his highlights pretty impressive, bro.
He was on his bench, Karani.
Or South Dakota, yeah. This is what Bama. This is how the Bama fans feeling about the hire. Left, this is how they feel.
Yeah! What you think about that new coach, Jalen DeBoer, baby?
I think he's the man.
Yes, sir, he's the man.
He's the man. He's been a winner everywhere he's been.
That man 104-12.
That's it.
104 wins, 12 losses.
That is not a bad record.
Look, I'd rather have him than down Florida State's coach. Any of them. Florida State coach let the whole damn team quit.
Dabo, any of them.
We love it.
We love it.
Welcome with open arms.
We got a good coach, and we appreciate that to Nick Saban and the time.
All y'all entering the transfer portal, that's y'all damn problem.
Damn right. You better stay with the damn Tide. You got to say, Black Bama Black.
We don't care.
We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
Offense blitzing, specialties blitzing.
Everybody
defense
blitzing. Everybody blitzing.
Everybody blitzing.
That cat, Bama Willie. Oh man! First of all, his name is Kalen DeBoer, not Jalen DeBoer. That's number one. Tide
That's number one. You gotta get that part right.
Get the name right. His name is Kalen DeBoer. Now, worst thing about that new coach, Jalen DeBoer. That's not his name.
They starting off bad already.
Starting off bad already. I know he's not a Southern dude, but hey. Everybody blitzing. Oh, we need to put that on a shirt. Everybody blitzing.
Everybody blitzing.
Everybody blitzing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the fan base, man, they tied a strong allegiance to Saban. I think they're going to go through the 5 stages of grief with Kalen DeBoer, regardless of how well he does. Obviously, if he doesn't win the championship, he's going to get flack. So I think he needs to get that in his mind now. And the schedule they have in 2024, shoot, man, that's a crash dummy mission. I'm telling you, that's underrated. I really believe Saban looked at that 24 schedule and was like, oh no. He said, and I got Tommy Reese in there? No, oh no.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say Tommy Reese thing. But I'm just saying, I think for anybody, even if Saban stayed this year, that's an 8-4 football team. Guaranteed. And that's if the coach would come in and it hits on all cylinders. They really 7-5 next year. And I bookmark it right now.
7-5 left?
7-5 first. I'm glad you said it like that because let's go through the schedule. Because I looked at it, I'm
pull
like,
pull it up, left. 7-5 left.
Knows.
Come on, dog.
Me and Saban knows. Me and Saban knows what that schedule look like. Think about it. They don't got the same recruiting. So let's just talk about how that's going to affect right then and there. You see what I'm saying? They have to play OU, Auburn, Missouri, LSU, Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Wisconsin, Western Kentucky. Them is L's. And a lot of them games I named are back-to-back weeks. So you take Bama from the 1-2 recruiting spot because they're not going to be there for a long time.
Georgia's their first SEC game, bro.
They first SEC game. And then you got to follow up with all these teams on the rise. Yeah, you're with all these teams knowing you don't got Saban. You know how many teams are foaming at the mouth? Come on now. How many teams are going to be foaming at a little extra encouragement that Saban's not there? They're going to be like, oh, we about to run it up. All them times Saban done whooped up on my team. So Kalen DeBoer has everything stacked against him. If he had Notre Dame schedule, that's a nice way to come in as Alabama's head coach. Come in nice and easy with a nice softy Texas A&M new head coach, new program going on. Then you turn around and play like a Mercer State. Oh, we got Purdue. We got teams that we can eat up real quick. But they'll first out the gate, you're playing Georgia, and they pissed off from last year? Yeah, right. So Saban saw that schedule and knew I'm not about to ruin my legacy. And I'm not about to get heat on my neck talking about I need to spend more money on recruiting. Because the schedule is impossible. So I would hope that Alabama fans have some grace and give Kalen DeBoer a solid 3 years to get it right. Maybe 4 years to get it right. Because one, he's got to catch up. 3 to 4 years. And this is just to be halfway decent. Not undefeated.
And you got some low expectations, bro.
7-5. I can tell you the teams they're going to lose to. Hold on 1 second. 8-4, 7-5. They're not beating Georgia. That's a loss. Tennessee, I'm not giving them the win. Missouri, I'm not giving them the win. LSU, I'm not giving them the win. OU, I'm not giving them the win. And these are back-to-back weeks. Because now you got to think, what's going to carry Jalen Milroe through this year is definitely not going to be that defense. And it's definitely, if Tommy Rees doesn't stay, he's going to learn a whole new offense? And he's limited at quarterback already. He ain't Michael Penix. Kalen DeBoer knows this ain't Michael Penix. Michael Penix sit in that pocket, give you 400 yards. He's got to squeeze 250 out of Jalen Milroe. And that's if he starts. Because, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm bringing in a new quarterback. Everything new on my thing. Everybody on my quarterback roster, y'all got to go. I might keep Julian saying because it ain't his fault. Everybody else got to find a new home. I'm not about to go in this season with quarterbacks that I ain't, Alabama. They're not about to give me no grace if I can't work with Jalen Milroe my first year. So I'm getting like he did at Washington, brought over good old Michael Penix with him. So he's definitely got to play this very smart, as opposed to Marcus Freeman, who's just got to go and attack this season. Just go and attack. We should be the bullies of college football next year. We got all the fancy toys, bells and whistles from the transfer portal. We got the defense looking nastier and nastier as Al Golden stays and Mike Mickens gets better and recruiting is on top. The schedule's a softball. Matter of fact, no, they said softballs are hard to hit. It's a T-ball. And all we got to do is just Barry Bonds that thing out of the park. That's all we got to do. As opposed to restructuring the whole program. This team, like Texas A&M got to restructure. Alabama got to restructure. I would say the teams that are in the best condition are us, Michigan, and Georgia. Everybody else got bigger questions than we have to answer. Florida State got huge questions. Ohio State got huge questions. Clemson has huge questions. Washington got huge. Well, Washington is irrelevant now. They got a lot to prove. They lost their whole thing. USC got a lot of questions. OU got a lot of questions. They lost Dylan Gabriel. Who they got back there?
Dylan Gabriel went to Oregon, right?
Oregon got a lot of, okay.
And now this is my issue. Did you see that? Now they met. Kalen DeBoer landed about 9 p.m. Central Time, and then he went to meet the players. And Will Rogers, the Mississippi State quarterback, had transferred to Washington to replace Michael Penix. There are pictures of him on the sideline at the national championship game on the bench. So he has now decommitted from Washington and is transferring to Alabama. How do you think that makes Jalen Milroe feel?
Well, he's seen it before, except, this guy isn't Tyler Buckner. So, unfortunately, I think Jalen Milroe would be great to transfer. Why stick around in that situation? Everything's getting flushed out.
He could probably get a little change. He could probably get a little change on the market too.
That's what I'm saying. Don't even play with it. You done got your value up as high as it can be. 12-1, lost on the last play against the national championship. That's some good value to work with, especially knowing that you limited in your skill set. Take this little leverage and skedaddle like Saban did, because you relying on Kalen DeBoer and hearing all these rumblings of him getting his guys, which is fair and which is he should do. Because Kalen DeBoer wouldn't have recruited you, Jalen Milroe. We ain't even gonna act like, So my best advice for Jalen Milroe: go find you a nice Louisville. Go find you one of these nice little ACC schools with a couple players here and there, and have a good season. But sticking to Alabama, and I get it, the whole pride thing, and y'all, but this is college football business. This ain't no longer the traditional, remember the Titan style of football. This is a business. Kalen DeBoer is getting paid a lot of money, got a lot of things on his mind. And the last thing he thinking about is having uncertainty at that quarterback position. He just showed you what having certainty at the quarterback position looks like if he just gets 2 years with him. Him taking Michael Penix is all he needed to see that the formula works. Get a guy I'm comfortable with, take him with me wherever I go, and we ride out. Jalen Milroe don't got enough years, nor does he have the skill set Kalen DeBoer matches with. So don't even. As soon as they would have did, I would have did the next day. Because what you holding on to? So, yeah, I think if he gets his transfers in, obviously the Alabama football team is going to look way different. Just stylistically. There's going to be an intensity difference, physicality, because, Saban's going to be hard to replicate in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Especially in the first year out. So, I respect Kalen DeBoer for taking this challenge on. But hopefully he signed with a 3-year insurance that he got some time, Because I don't see how well it's going to go his first year. He might even have a Dion first year. Lord.
No, Left. He's not going to know. Hey. Come on now. Colorado is not. I mean, Alabama is not Colorado, just from a talent standpoint. Come on, man.
Coaching made Alabama. It was the difference. The difference at Alabama was.
Now, I don't disagree with that. Coaching meant a lot. They just lost a coach. Kirby came and got one of their best assistant coaches.
See, look.
And then Kirby just.
And then Kirby picked him up, huh?
It's crazy because Kirby announced it this morning, and knowing that
Alabama had a garage sale
is at 1:00.
That's right. Alabama had a garage sale. They was giving away antique items. Best O-line coach. They had a couple 5-stars hanging out there. I just drove on by and just picked up a couple items on my way. And that's what Notre Dame should do. Marcus Freeman should fly right down there to Tuscaloosa right now. Just walk on campus. Start passing out business cards. You look like a healthy player. You don't want to be here. It's hot up here.
You crazy, bro.
I'm telling you. Look, it's a fire sale at Alabama. Everybody's vulturing. Okay, I'll give you a perfect analogy. If the Louis Vuitton store was wide open, nobody around.
Okay.
Doors wide open, everything new in there, sitting right on the shelf. You telling me you wouldn't run in there?
What are you about to ask me, Left?
You telling me you wouldn't run in there, grab you a couple bags, a couple items?
I mean, I like their sneakers, Left. So
just you would try them on.
If they had that Christopher backpack that I like, let me stop, man. No, I would walk to the register and ask for the somebody to ring me out. That's what I would do, Left. That's what I would do. I would definitely do that. I will wait for Left to get back in. I'm sure he dropped off Lucky Lefty podcast. I was just very interested in seeing the fact that, I'm sorry about that. That's something else we're going to play for Left when he comes back. But, I'm very interested in seeing how it plays out because the quarterback situation is still something that I'm not sure is a match for what Kalen DeBoer likes to do. But Jalen Milroe was very similar to what Michael Penix was at Indiana before he got with Kalen DeBoer. So Kalen DeBoer, he might be able to work his magic. I mean, if he can transform Jalen Milroe the same way he did with I was just saying, Michael Penix at Indiana was very similar to Jalen Milroe. Kalen DeBoer might have the pixie dust. He might be able to improve Jalen.
I think it's too much stress for him to be thinking about that. The stress that he has of the expectations that are supposed to be transitioned or carried on, Kalen DeBoer has bigger fish to fry in his first year. So the quarterback position obviously is weighted pretty heavily. I just don't think he wants to waste the time of trying to see if it works or not with Jalen Milroe. And it's no discredit to him. I just don't want him to get Kelly Bryant. I'm trying to help. I'm thinking ahead of the right now. As long as he doesn't get Kelly Bryant, we're good. Kelly Bryant meaning like they bring in their guy now, and there's nothing you
Dude,
can
the
do.
fact that Kelly Bryant is a verb in college football, his situation is crazy. It's crazy. Every time a young quarterback takes over for somebody, like, oh man, he got Kelly Bryant.
Kelly Bryant, because I mean, how else? I mean, think about how salty you got to be. You go 15-2 and lose in the semi-championship game, and the next year, 2 games in, you're playing good and still get replaced. No, that only happens in fiction books, man.
Yo,
How would you feel, Sean? I mean, that's got to be a
what?
verb.
If what?
If you 15-2, you Kelly Bryant, and you going into the season high expectations, and you look over to the sideline second game of the year, and Dabo doing one of these. Hey, come off for a play. I just threw a touchdown. What do you mean, come off for a play?
Left. At that point, can I keep it a buck? Kelly Bryant and every player on that team knew Trevor Lawrence was a better quarterback. Come on, let's keep it 100.
I'm not hearing that.
Come on, dog.
I'm not hearing that.
You don't think the defensive players was like, hey, Shorty,
I'm not
Shorty,
hearing that. You know what I'm telling them?
Shorty got a cannon.
You know what I'm telling them?
Shorty got a cannon.
I'm telling you, better wait his time. Cause guess what Mac Jones did?
This is the problem. This is what
Mac Jones did. What Mac Jones tell Bryce Young?
You coming off a championship, bro. And you just got banged by Bama in the Sugar Bowl with Kelly Bryant.
Yeah, you took a loss. He had a bad game.
Now you sitting there like, I don't know if we can get by Bama with him. But with him,
my counter argument, but you get by a guy that's never played.
Hey,
you get by
practice says a lot, Left.
Furniture. No, it don't. Yes, it does. No, it don't. Practice don't say a lot.
Yes, it does. Because if you that Clemson defense was legendary. If Kelly Bryant can't get it done against y'all in practice, then you know he ain't getting it done against Bama.
If practice meant a lot, then Jason Onye would be the defensive player of the year. Come on.
First of all, he had 2 dudes in front of him. Stop it.
Stop it. Come on. If practice meant something, Jabron Payne would have been duo with Aldrich Estime this season. Come on.
First of all, just saying Jabron Payne had a good spring does not mean he's better than Aldrich Estime. Stop.
It's practice. Practice.
But that doesn't mean that he's better than Aldrich Estime. Wait
a minute. Not only was it practice, he was the #1 pick of the team.
Okay, let be honest. In the spring, you remember when Notre Dame media in the spring? You remember when Notre Dame media in the spring was showing all these wide receivers catching touchdowns? You remember that? You remember every day it was somebody. It was somebody catch. And what did I tell you in practice? I said I went to practice after they posted all those clips, and Benjamin Morrison made a point. He lined up man to man on every single receiver and locked all of them down.
That's right.
And I said from that point on, I was like, okay. All right. See, you're right. That's marketing. But practice, Benjamin Morrison showed everybody that was watching that day, like, dude, don't fall for those clips.
Don't fall for those clips. Because I'm here.
He proved that day I'll lock every one of these dudes down.
Because y'all making me look bad in the social media clips.
Y'all posting these clips, making it look like cats out here toasting us every day.
Now I gotta give y'all something to put out there.
Now I gotta give. They didn't put that out there. They never put the. They never
start seeing receiver clips.
You never saw a Benjamin Morrison clip. You never saw a Christian Gray clip. None of that. None of it.
You just stop seeing receiver clips. That's all.
None of that.
Man. I do think it would be interesting, though. How much can Riley activate a receiver core with Denbrock, considering Riley has his own limitations? Or just even the belief in the run game? Because, in my opinion, it would be hard to get away from Jadarian and Jeremiah Love with a dose of a freshman Kendrick Young or, somebody in that staple. Because I know Dina McCullough going to be like, hey, now, I know you coming back to Notre Dame, Denbrock. But we got some of these Ferraris and Bugattis in the garage now that need to be driven out.
The fan base asked for it, so we're gonna give it to them, dude. We talking release packages.
Well, this is the fastest I've ever felt. So I'm always gonna feel the most confident in my speed. More than anything, I feel most confident in kind of my release packages more so now than the past. I want press that plays to my advantage, and being able to be technical at the line, and then being able to use my speed. It's a huge advantage to myself. It's not something that I've had in my arsenal as much in the past, whether it be my legs or my arms, whatever the issue is, or whether it be just lack of overall technique. But now, I feel that playing at the line of scrimmage with a DB plays to my advantage, because if I beat him at the line, I feel very few, if any, can run with me.
There you go, Notre Dame fans. That's historic. We're gonna have that's gonna be like the Punk Flex Hot 97 Friday night. Just do request line.
We dropping bombs with it. That's right.
Frank Lindsay release packages. The remix.
Straight up, anytime.
Man, we had two. Dude, talking college football, Notre Dame football is joyous, man.
That's right.
Joyous. Got these cats trying to out here trying to act like they Suge Knight, dude. And they Sugar Knight. Man, you ain't Suge.
They Sugar Knight.
You Sugar Knight, dude. This me with that. Yeah, man. I'm gonna check this spring. I'm gonna make sure that picture's still up on the wall, dog.
Hey, I was telling. See, the thing is, I'm not hurt by it, because I was telling them when I was walking out, I'm like, hey, I don't need this nice little photo no more. It'd be nice over my my bed, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, let me get it. Look,
you was trying to take it.
I was trying to take it. I'm like, listen, it's a good pic. I used to have one in the hallway where the meeting rooms were of my first run against Rice, and I'm like, yo, that's a nice picture, man. Y'all should let me walk out with that instead, because they give you the jersey and all that, but they don't re-wear the senior year jerseys. Like, we had my senior year, we had an ugly one. It was that one against the Army. It was like the booger green, and it was ugly green that year. They should have gave me the picture they framed in the building. That's the gift you give.
Love, I got something for you. Special delivery before we get out of here, dude. I want you to be very attentive, man. Do you like Target? I'm a
Target guy. I go to get the Target popcorn.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. They have really good popcorn.
I mean, every time. I don't know what.
Well, I don't know what it is, right? So, my guy Most Def has a message for you, Left, and he's talking about Target in here. I want you to take a listen to it.
Commercial, entertaining, fun, good, it's formulaic music.
It's likable.
Likable music, yeah.
It's likable.
But is it? I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, likable.
So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs. Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising, so many barcodes.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything. Everything's here. They have everything here. Oh, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great. Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
What's in it for your audience apart from like banging the pom-poms?
Like, is Drake hip hop?
Why are you doing this to me? Drake is pop to me. In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Most Def. Ain't that Most Def?
No.
You gotta love it. You
That's
gotta
highly
love it.
disrespectful. Highly disrespectful, Sean. Highly disrespectful. First of all, to the GOAT. Highly disrespectful to the GOAT. Because it's kind of funny. He got some Drake's whole album.
Oh,
One of Drake's whole album, I should have left this or whatever that. One of his house music ones, of course, should have been left in the Target shopping mall for sure. But they're joking, but he has range. That's all it is. They're making jokes, but the brother has range. So, maybe elevator music at times, but he got bangers as well. Plus, he's one of the greatest writers of our time. Like, come on. Because can we be honest, Sean? Drake is definitely the greatest artist of our generation.
I'm not in your generation, dog.
Oh, here we go. Now you're not in the generation, Sean.
I said I'm not in your generation. A generation is what? 10, 12 years? I'm not in your generation, left.
He's the greatest artist of all time, Sean. If we're talking all around, writing, marketing, #1 hit singles, Billboard, albums charting.
You have heard of this dude named Michael Jackson, right? I mean, you have heard of him, right? I just want to make sure you heard of him, Left. He has a documentary.
I'm glad you brought up Michael Jackson.
He has a documentary on Showtime called Thriller that documents the entire making of the Thriller album. I mean,
listen, Michael
until
Jackson,
Drake has an album that can outsell Thriller. I mean, have you heard of the man?
He got more singles than Michael Jackson has been #1.
Does he have more global record sales than Michael Jackson? Since you want to talk about record sales, does he have more global record sales than
we're
Michael
talking
Jackson?
about artistry.
No, okay. Michael Jackson's not a writer. He's not a dancer.
No, he is. But Drake has more #1 songs.
Is he not the greatest performer of all time?
Yes, he's the greatest entertainer.
Okay, then, dude.
That's the greatest entertainer, though.
Keep Drake in your generation. You were right. He is the greatest of your generation. You were absolutely right. I'm not arguing that. Yes, Left, he's the greatest of your generation. But don't say ours.
Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of all time. That's a whole. That's like Beyonce.
Beyonce
is the greatest female entertainer.
Artist of all time.
Who is?
Period.
Who?
Period.
Who?
Dancing is not artistry?
No, that's entertainment.
Okay, it's all inclusive.
No, because Kanye is the greatest rap icon of all time.
No, he's not. He may be to you.
Who's a greater rap icon than Kanye West? See, his category is the things. Beyonce is the greatest female entertainer of all time. Left. Then you got, of our generation, the greatest male entertainer of all time is Chris Brown.
Left.
The greatest entertainer of all time is Michael Jackson. Left. But the greatest artist is Drake.
Left.
It's Drake.
Left.
Hands down.
Your boy's catalog was called Mall Music, though. That's all I'm saying about one of the greats. I'm just saying. You should get respect from the greats.
Oh my God. Okay, but you gotta agree on the Kanye point, though. He's the greatest rap icon of all time. Who's bigger than Kanye in rap? In rap, we just talking about rap culture.
Hey man, look, Townie Irish, I would put Prince over Drake in artistry myself. Especially we talking about musicianship, writing. Man, please, dude, stop. You like he said, you one of them dudes with the Drake.
But Prince isn't better than Michael Jackson.
They had Most Def said it in the video.
But Prince isn't better than Michael Jackson, though.
This is Left. This is you right now. Oh. You got the pom poms, bro. You got the pom poms out.
How have I broke it down?
Most Def told you.
Credit. You give credit to the category, Sean.
You got the pom poms out, Left. I'm just trying to warn you.
Oh my goodness, that's
you're out here with the pom poms, bro.
You have yet to say who's a bigger rap icon than Kanye West.
I'm a Chicago dude. You understand that?
I hear you.
I'm a Chicago dude.
So I'm supposed to be speaking to the
You know
ears
this.
right now.
You know this. Kanye West is not the biggest rap icon, bro.
Oh my God.
You go
Rap
ask
is from a
ask
culture standpoint,
from a culture standpoint, he is not
clothing,
the
music.
biggest. Here we go. Clothing is not part of hip hop, bro. Whether you know that or not.
How is clothing not a part of hip hop?
It's-
Fashion not a part of hip hop.
What's the 5 elements of hip hop, Left? 'Cause
Fashion.
Left. The 5 elements of hip hop. Go ahead. Let me see if you know your hip hop history.
Hold on, wait, hold on. If
No,
it's
go
not fashion,
ahead.
what are we talking
Go
about?
ahead.
Culture?
No, you said. Go ahead.
I didn't say
what's
there
the
were
five-
5.
What's the
I
5
said that
elements?
fashion.
No. There are 5. You can't say there aren't 5.
No, I didn't say there wasn't. I didn't say it wasn't 5. I'm just saying I think fashion is a part of one of the 5.
Okay, that's different than being the 5 pillars or the 5 elements of hip hop. That's a totally
Okay,
different
what's the 5
conversation.
elements of hip hop then?
DJing, lyricism, b-boying, graffiti, and historical knowledge of the movement. Those are the 5 elements of hip hop. You got to move in those
Graffiti?
areas.
How is graffiti over fashion?
What are you talking? Are you, dude? Please, Left.
Over fashion?
You're my
You're
boy.
telling me fashion
my
had
boy,
no influence in hip hop?
Left. You're my boy, and I
Come
can't
on.
defend you right now. You're making you're making me look bad, Left, because I
Oh
vouch
my
for you.
goodness.
I vouch for you, Left. You're making me look bad right now as my boy.
How is fashion not impactful into rap
I didn't say it wasn't impactful.
or hip hop culture?
I asked you what the 5 elements were.
I agree with DJing. I think
Okay,
it is. Yeah.
but you can't disagree with the 5 elements, Left. How you can't disagree with the pillars, bro? You can't look at the foundation of your crib and say you're not the foundation. You can't do that.
I was only disagreeing with graffiti. I think the other ones are the pillars.
But you can't disagree with what the foundations are, Left. Everything else flows from that. Fashion flows. Graffiti went straight into fashion. Why? Because people were painting graffiti on t-shirts, and that became one of the most fashionable things coming from hip-hop. Graffiti created hip-hop fashion. They graffiti sneakers, they graffiti t-shirts, they graffiti jeans. This is what happened in the 80s. This is how hip-hop fashion started. So your point
we're saying
is,
the same thing then.
I didn't disagree that fashion was a part of hip hop. You were trying to say that graffiti wasn't one of the 5 elements.
No, I was asking more how. But
it literally created the fashion branch of hip hop. It literally created that branch. Airbrushing, graffiti. It literally came from fashion, literally came from that. And hip hop. That's where it came from. And now hip hop fashion is in Target, just like Drake music. So most Def has a point. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So
that's all I'm saying. Most Def has a point. Not one time did you hear me disrespect Drake. I didn't disrespect him. I wasn't disrespecting.
We just asked who was the greatest artist then.
I wasn't disrespecting Kenton the other night when I just simply pointed out that jet pieces are closing up in Chicago.
But that's saying something, though.
I just gave a fact. 2 jet pieces closed up in Chicago. I'm not saying what that says about. I'm just saying Chicago. Rock.
You know it is.
That's all I'm saying. I've never had the pieces, so I can't
exactly what that says.
Left. All I'm saying is
they're unavailable for a long time.
That's all I'm saying, Left. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Oh man.
Dude, that's all I'm saying, man. Lucky Lefty podcast. I thought you would like that clip. I saved it for the end of the show just for you, Left.
Right. I hear
just you. For you. Just for you. We got a GTB question from the NC Notre Dame fan. SHAUN, Sam was a disappointment. There is no other way to put it. But do you think the wide receiver room beef hurt him? How do you feel about that, Left?
I think from watching some of the moments in which we watched all 22 in different highlights, that Sam didn't have a chemistry with those receivers. It's just
Mhm.
what it is. Jaden Thomas was supposed to be the guy to step in and be the dude. Outside of the injuries, he still wasn't targeted like he's been at Notre Dame becoming the dude the whole time. And for Sam to have no connection with guys that we expect to be the leaders of the receiver room, I mean, I don't know how successful it could have been moving forward. I mean, he ended up finishing out and bottoming out with Jordan Faison being the newfound leader of the receiver. How? And Rico Flores, who just got there. So there was no chemistry there, which is interesting. And I think Riley Leonard should pay attention to that, is that you're going to need chemistry with those dudes in the receiver room regardless.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that chemistry starts in spring camp, correct?
Yeah, he needs to be rooming with one of the receivers. A perfect prime example, Tyler Buckner, Lorenzo Styles, they was roommates. And the success that they could have had if that worked out, they stuck together, who knows? But chemistry needs to happen between both of those rooms.
So do you think the quarterback battle in the spring actually hurt Sam Hartman or hurt both quarterbacks, him and Tyler Buckner?
I think the facade of it did. The facade that, because at the end of the day, when you're doing something like that, how do you tell Tyler you can win the job when we paid the other guy $2 million and told you the year before that we bringing somebody else in? What's the competition? What's the competition if you tell me before the year even ends, a guy that's not even here is going, and that we're going to pay, that I'm competing with in the next year? So that facade, I think, was a disservice to both guys. But then the unrealistic expectation that Sam's just going to roll in here and know everything, do everything, especially if we're not helping with that. You put Tyler in a weird position where he's like, damn, clearly I'm the better person for the job right now. So am I bringing him up to take over my position, or are we actually competing? So Marcus Freeman knowing more about the offensive side, which we talked about, I think that's a part of it. And that don't make the same mistake as last year. If we're going to be bringing Riley in, let Steve know what we're doing, which I think he did. But then let's not fake it either. Because this is a business now. We talking about paying dues to come here. Because we giving out free $2 million, and I got a year eligibility left. I'll come and sit on the bench and, whatever, if you're going to pay me. So I do think it's important that we have a plan in recruiting. It's no longer about stacking talent, because now talent will leave. So we got to have a plan and a place for these guys that we bringing in, and not just hoarding guys. Which I think Saban, once again going back to why Saban got done, he can't hoard guys anymore. Because guys will leave. I don't care if they 5 stars or whatever. Like Keon was suspected to leave for a little bit, know.
Yeah. It's a great conversation going on in the chat about our conversation about hip hop, bro. And it is, because we were just trying to be funny and have, some fun with the clip with Most Def. Because I knew it was going to make Left. I knew it was going to get him a little heated and make him grab a Drake pom-poms. But, it goes to the conversation today, right? It's just being able to have conversation and context. Because at the end of the day, we all love the culture when it comes to hip hop, whatever, element of it or branch of it. But like the icon question you asked me, like it's Kanye, people have mentioned Tupac, people have mentioned Rakim, you can throw LL Cool J in there. Some people might throw Jay-Z, some people might throw Biggie in there. But the point is, they all have a claim, or they all are worthy of a conversation. But you have to honor them, right? If you do that history, right?
That's right.
I'm not, and I just want to state this, right? Because I tell you all the time, I think LL Cool J laid the blueprint for Drake. Just flat
for
out.
Drake?
Dude, that was the blueprint. Like he did it before he crossed over and was the sex symbol, and he did all that before Drake 20 some years ago. That's been done. That's been done and went to TV. Like that dude, he's done it. Has Drake taken it further? That's fine. You can argue that. I'm not sitting here arguing who's the better artist. I'm just saying the blueprint was already laid. But that's hip hop.
So you have to be a so do you have to be an architect?
Q-Tip was the blueprint for Kanye. Kanye has said that in his own lyrics.
Right, but I'm saying in order to be the greatest, you have to be the architect as well.
No. You don't have to be. But some people might use that as their reasoning. That's why I said they all are worth a conversation. Whoever you mention, I mean, I'm not going to say whoever, but if you mention somebody, I mean, from the people I named, that's worthy of a conversation. I have no problem with people saying Rakim because it is on record, whether it's Run or it's DMC. They literally said the first time they heard Rakim, they knew they were over.
Well, Rakim changed the game from all that hippity hop to saying real lyrics.
He changed the game. He literally changed the path of lyricism as we knew it.
As we knew it, yeah.
And opened the gates to Big Daddy Kane, Nas, all of those guys. He did that. You can't take that away from Rakim. You can't. It is literally facts. You can't. Kool G Rap is underrated. I don't know if I would say he's like the all-time icon, but Kool G Rap is phenomenal. But this is what makes the conversations, and this is why the new show we're going to have on the 29th on our Patreon is going to be so dope, because these are the types of conversations that we're going to have about Notre Dame, college football, culture, everything. Just get into it. Like, for some people, this might be an uncomfortable conversation because they feel like they have to protect their guy, right? Like maybe you feel like you have to defend Kanye. I don't think Kanye needs defending. It's just a conversation.
That's right.
It's just have the conversation. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation. That might be a little bit uncomfortable because it goes against how you grew up or how you might feel. You know? But it's a great conversation to have. It was a great conversation to have, bro. It just was. You know? Hip hop. The hip hop you grew up on, Left, is totally different than the hip hop I grew up on, because the hip hop I grew up on was very regional.
Right. Right. You got like Detroit rappers, Chicago rappers.
Dude, Common Sense, Soul by the Pound, his first album is a Chicago classic that got no respect outside of the Midwest. None. And he purposely moved to New York in order to record Resurrection, bro, to get respect from the East Coast. So when he dropped I Used to Love Her, if he had just dropped I Used to Love Her still living in Chicago, it would not have hit the same way as it hit.
It was built off of radio plays back then.
He went to New York. He connected with Mos Def. He connected with all the East Coast dudes that garnered him respect. And once they gave him love for what he did and he dropped it, the rest was history, man. The rest was history. And it's sad that it was that way. And I'm glad hip hop has moved to a place where it's not as regional now. You can be a kid from Chicago loving somebody from the South, loving somebody from Texas, loving somebody from the Carolinas, right? That's just music now, dude. It's just music. I love being able to listen to a Rod Wave. I love being able to listen to a Drake. I love being able to listen to a J. Cole, a Kendrick. But at the same time, heck, I love listening to Hall and Nash too, from Gunna and Benny the Butcher. That's totally in the other direction. Totally in the other direction. So what's your top 5 listens right now in the hip hop game, Left? Who are you rolling with now?
Right now, music's at a standstill for me. because everything's built off of singles and TikTok trends. So it's not like any albums I'm like banging other than the old school Kendrick's, old school Scarface, play a little bit of J. Cole in there. But from a new stuff, it's all song based, like single based. There's no direct album that I can say. You know, the up and coming rapper vibes with the wavy songs. You know how that go.
All right. All right, I hear that. You got somebody saying Bad Bunny. They love Bad Bunny. I'll get to that. Ira Steele said he's listening to Ah Gazelle.
You know what's so weird about the Kalen DeBoer thing is that when Deion went to Colorado, they're like, "Oh, that's 4-8." I say Kalen DeBoer 7-5, 8-4 first year. They say I'm crazy. I don't know how it works like that. I didn't say he was gonna be 4-8, but he gonna be 7-7.
There's actual talent. He's not. He doesn't have the same project that Deion had. Come on,
the
Left.
transfer portal it balances the scales though. I think that's why Drake made it.
No, left. As a developer, you're into development, and you know certain developments based upon the soil examples, and certain developments are going to be more expensive and more lengthy than other developments. And you could literally be building the same amount of homes and the same style of homes.
But we talking about the Pac-12?
What I'm talking about is the conditions impact the build. The conditions of the college, dude, like 80% of the team had transferred.
Do you think it's an easier or harder transition for Kalen DeBoer than it will be for Deion?
You see, that's a layered conversation because I don't think Deion had any pushback from a cultural standpoint when he went to Colorado, and there's a lot more patience with him at Colorado. On the flip side,
it makes my point that it would be harder for Kalen DeBoer than a Deion.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if that's the angle you want to come from, but on the flip side, we're just talking about walking into an actual roster with talent. That was much more difficult for Deion than Caleb DeBoer. Caleb DeBoer is going to have first-round draft picks on his roster next year.
Yeah, but you got to be able to play too, you know. Hell, Notre Dame has first-round talents, and we get.
That's an entirely different discussion. I didn't say he wouldn't be 7-5. I just said in comparison to what Deion is. I would never shortchange Deion and what he had to do by comparing it to what Kalen DeBoer has to go through. I
think Kalen DeBoer's expectations are more, which makes it way harder.
That's fine, but I think as far as media coverage, people are going to be a whole lot nicer to Kalen DeBoer than they were to Deion.
Whoa. They weren't nice to Deion.
That's my point.
They're not going to be nice to Kalen DeBoer either.
Yes, they will. They already doing it. Are you seeing these articles on the Athletic? Oh, it's a home run hire. Dude, are you the narrative that they're putting out there? Alabama should be overjoyed. The man is 112.
Wait till he walks in the door. Wait till is Paul Feinbaum going to be on Kalen DeBoer? We'll see.
Paul Feinbaum is a Tennessee dude. He has hate for Alabama, even though he just won't come out and flat out say it.
Because the one thing that's interesting is that Washington's defense isn't stellar up front in any ways. Hasn't been, even when Kalen DeBoer was there. So that's what I'm worried about. The total makeup of the team's going to look different because the defensive presence, the front seven, is different. Dallas Turner's not going to be there next year. We don't know who's next up at Alabama's outside, regardless of talent. I remember when Will Anderson was there and Dallas Turner popped on the scene. But who popped on the scene against Michigan when Alabama played? I ain't seen nobody else.
Yeah. Andrew, stop. ESPN went to Jackson State for game day. Them going out there for game day ain't got nothing to do with it. That's marketing and money. everybody understands following Deion is money. That's who he is. Go read the national, do your homework, and go Google all the national when he got hired at Colorado, and go read all the national stories and compare it to the stories being written by Kalen DeBoer. It's night and day. Night and day. What is Colorado doing? I'm not sure. He can get the job done. It's a totally different storyline than Kalen DeBoer. It's a home run hire. Totally different. National media is treating these two situations totally different. Totally different. So I think Kalen DeBoer is gonna get a good. I think Alabama fans are gonna give him a good year and a half.
What's the first year record, Sean?
I don't know. I have to see his coaching staff, and I have to see if is he bringing Ryan Grubb?
Can we guesstimate?
Because I can tell you now, Jalen, if he switches from Jalen Milroe to Will Rogers, that ain't it.
Can we guesstimate? Can we guesstimate?
Yeah, they'll win 9 games.
Ooh,
that's minimum.
With the schedule they got?
Yeah, 9 games. 9 games. Who on that schedule do you really respect?
Georgia, Missouri.
Okay, you respect Missouri. Ain't about to do nothing. Where is it at? Is it at Missouri?
Yeah.
So Missouri will keep it close, but they're not winning.
Missouri plays Georgia hard every year, especially when they was good. 2021.
What happened when Missouri went to Georgia this year? What happened? They got spanked.
They played good in the beginning, and then they got
spanked. Okay.
Yes. Okay, but those two teams. Who else did I say? OU. I don't see them doing well versus OU.
Jackson Arnold? Are you kidding me?
OU's a good team.
Left. They almost got. Are you kidding me, Left?
But you don't like Will Jackson. What's Rogers?
I know. I don't think Jackson Arnold is all that. No, I don't.
I think Jackson Arnold's better than Will Rogers.
Yeah, but who says Will Rogers is going to be the starting quarterback?
If they make, I like Jackson Arnold better than Jalen Milroe.
So you don't think the Alabama offensive line that had all those freshmen on it this year, you don't think they're going to be better next year?
Not with their coach leaving.
Okay. All right.
We had Tim Quinn for a year with some of the same guys, and it looked different.
Okay. Notre Dame's offensive line seems pretty stable through multiple coaches, doesn't it?
Well, multiple being that this is the second one from Harry. Joe Rudolph's a good coach, though.
Like, I don't know. Someone in the chat said Grubb and Shepard are confirmed to be on the staff. Bruh, no, Alabama's going to be fine next year. Come on now.
9 game fine? 9 games fine?
Yes, that's the floor. 9 games is the floor.
7 games is the floor.
I'll take a Kalen DeBoer led Alabama team over LSU.
Oh, really?
And Brian Kelly. Heck yeah.
Oh, first year? This is what I'm saying. First year?
Heck yeah. Who's the quarterback at LSU?
Man, LSU just got the #1 receiver, quarterback, and running back. It's something crazy.
Who's the starting quarterback at LSU?
Colin Hurd or Bryson or Colin Hurd or Nussmeier. Nussmeier's not bad.
What have you seen him do it? Have you seen him in a big game?
I've seen him do well.
Have you seen him in a big game?
The bowl game the year before last. Who was that they played?
They almost lost to Wisconsin this year. Left. What are we talking about?
But that was an emptied out team. Wisconsin would be better next year.
How was it emptied out? The only person that didn't play was Jaden Daniels.
That's an emptied out. That's the Heisman. What do you mean?
All the receivers played.
Yeah, but we talking about the Heisman. Heisman make a difference. Wisconsin will be better next year.
Wisconsin has one of the best transfer portal classes.
And they go against Bama too. Third game of the season.
And Bama is gonna smack since Wisconsin. All right, Left. Are we really? We're talking about the Big Ten West, Left. You really think Wisconsin is about? I appreciate you showing love to the Big Ten as a Midwest dude. I do.
I'm saying that a first year transition to Alabama. You telling me they giving you 9 wins?
Yes.
Ooh. With that schedule, back-to-back weeks,
Yes.
with Jalen Milroe or Will Rogers?
No. This is the thing. How many definite losses do you see? George
Definite
is the only
losses, I see 3.
George,
3.
no, you don't.
3.
No, there's
3.
no way you see
3.
3 definites.
3
Name
definite.
them. Name them.
LSU, Georgia,
LSU
and
is
Auburn.
Stop capping on this show.
And Auburn.
Brian
And
Kelly
Auburn.
is never a definite loss for any.
I like Brian Kelly over Kalen DeBoer as a head coach. If we win in one game, you're not gonna take the winningest head coach in Notre Dame history over Kalen DeBoer.
Left, you bugging right now. You're bugging right now, Left.
Georgia, LSU, and Auburn. My 3 teams, they definitely losing to. Those are guaranteed.
Which coach has won more big games? Brian Kelly or Kalen DeBoer?
Coach Kelly beat Saban. So
answer the question.
That's a weighted one right there.
Which coach has won more big games? Brian Kelly or Kalen DeBoer?
Probably Kelly. Probably Kelly.
Left. Come on.
Probably Kelly.
Left.
What if you're thinking outside of this year, what big games has Kalen DeBoer really won?
Left.
I'm trying to think of it now because what has Kalen DeBoer won? I'm thinking, okay, because I can name Coach Kelly's wins.
Name them. Name his big wins, Left. Go ahead.
His big win, he beat Saban.
Okay, that's one.
At Saban's place. That's got to be worth 3 right there.
No, he beat Saban at LSU. Get it right.
Okay.
That was at LSU.
Okay, it takes it down. So that's worth 2. Okay. That's worth 2, though.
I'll give you 2, Left. Go ahead. I'll give you 2.
I would say LSU when I played was a big game considering we wasn't supposed to win that one. And it was a bowl game. That's 2.
Left, I'll give you half of the Music City Bowl. I'm not giving you. Stop, Left. Stop. The fact that you have to inflate the wins.
No. I'm not saying that that's worth 2. I'm saying that's 2 total.
Okay, that's 2 total. Okay. I'll give you Clemson. I mean, it was
Clemson
COVID,
was a big
I'll
win.
give you Clemson. That's 3.
I know he's won some games. Hold on.
Man, go ahead, Left.
Hold on.
You sitting on 3. Kalen DeBoer has.
Because what are your 3 for Kalen DeBoer?
He beat Oregon twice this year. He beat Texas this year. That's 3. That's on this year. That's 3.
You're giving Oregon twice?
What? Left. You just went to the Music City Bowl. Are you kidding me?
But Washington was a better team than Oregon. You don't think Washington was a better team than Oregon? Do you consider a big win when you're better than the team you're playing?
Washington was not favored in either game, Left. What are we talking about?
No, but wait a minute. But we knew they were the better team.
LSU was like 8-4, 9-3 in that bowl game.
Wait a minute. I'm saying that.
Oh my God.
Washington proved they was the better team this year 2 times. I've always known Washington was better than Oregon.
Left. They went to Oregon the year before and beat them. They beat Oregon 3 straight times in 2 years.
That's my point. How does that make it?
Oregon
how does that make
it favorite last year?
But I don't understand. You're saying that as if Washington wasn't the better team. I thought Washington was the better team in both times this year.
How?
Because Penix was a better team. And they had the first round receivers. Oregon is a gimmick offense with they had a better defense. I think Oregon had a better defense.
You're trying to explain away the big wins, but you want me to accept LSU in the Music City Bowl.
LSU was slated to be the team to win, the better team. Washington was the better team versus Oregon. That's why I'm like, how is it that you're counting Oregon when Washington was the better team?
Wait, let me ask you a question. Did you all think LSU was better when you stepped on the field?
When we see that's
when I thought Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth. When we got slotted for LSU, when we got the announcement, everybody was upset because we wanted to get Auburn.
Why?
Because LSU had #1 defense that year, and they had a bunch of first-round talent, and they had Leonard Fournette on the
What
other
you saying?
side.
Y'all was scared?
No, we were saying who we wanted. We wasn't like excited to get LSU because we was.
So what are you saying?
I believe that we were the better team.
All I asked for you to do is to give me Brian Kelly's big wins, bro. You are still stuck on 3. Kalen DeBoer had 3 big wins in one season. I'm still waiting for you out of 10 plus years at Notre Dame to give me more than 3 big wins. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
Okay, we beat Stanford the year to go to the.
I'll give you the Stanford win. I'll give you the Stanford win.
That's 4.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Hold on. We got some more.
The fact that we have to wait, and this dude was at Notre Dame for 10 years, kind of proves the point.
Hold on,
that kind of proves the point, Left. That kind of proves the point.
Hold on. Oh, Michigan. We beat Michigan at home. I mean, at Michigan.
Now you know that Michigan team was Left.
Wait a minute.
Right.
That was
now you just left.
I'm not talking about the one at home.
No one respected.
I'm talking about the.
No one respected either Michigan team, Left.
Okay.
Are you this? What this was like? Who was? I forget the coach. That coach was subpar. What are we? Now you just reaching. Now you're reaching. You're really reaching now.
Do you count the one with Sam Darnold?
The USC win
against Sam Darnold.
Dude, Cam Hart said they didn't even respect USC, dude. The
but
players
was it a big win?
Left. All right. You got right.
Outside, but going back to Kalen DeBoer, outside of this year, what is Kalen DeBoer's biggest wins?
I'm sitting on 4. What's
the 4th?
I gave you 4. I said he went to Oregon as a 10-point underdog last year and won.
You're counting the same team 3 times.
It doesn't matter. Is it a big game?
Not if you're the better team.
Here we go. So if Brian Kelly had beat Clemson multiple times, you wouldn't have counted it multiple times? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. If they had beaten Trevor Lawrence in that ACC championship game, you wouldn't have counted it?
I wouldn't count it once.
Stop, Left. All right, man.
Okay. I said it's weighted as it can be weighted as more, but it's still the same team. You've counted the same coach beating the same team 3 times.
You know why people said the 2020 win didn't count at home against Clemson? Because Trevor didn't play. And when Trevor played, what happened?
It was a different game.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
But Kalen DeBoer has literally beat this man 3 times. How is it a big game? When is it not a big game then? When does it become not a big game? Because every time Washington has whooped up on Oregon, whenever Oregon was supposed to be good, but he's won every single time. So when is it not a big game?
Wait. Okay, because I gave you yours. Are you gonna give me mine?
Okay. You going? Okay, go ahead.
I gave you yours. Are you gonna give me mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's all I'm asking.
I'm ready.
Okay. I already gave you the 3 Oregon wins over the last 2 years. He also beat Sark 2 times in the last 2 years. That's 5.
Wait a minute. Texas just became good this year.
Here we go. You gave me an LSU team that was 8-4, but you gonna try and tell me I can't talk about
Texas
Sark
number
twice?
1 in?
Oh my God! Yeah, man, we making little man cry. I don't even. I don't know what else to say, Left.
I think Kelly has gotten more big.
The fact that Brian Kelly had 10 years in Notre Dame and he does not have a decided difference in big wins over Kalen DeBoer tells you the entire story. That tells you everything you need to know. Everything.
That's slightly unfair because out of the 10 years,
Now it's unfair. He
it's
had more
slightly
chances.
unfair.
He had more chances to win
Wait a
big
minute.
games.
It's
And
slightly unfair only because Brian Kelly has been favored in 90% of those 10 years he's been there. We're only talking about
Left.
4 or 5 games through 10
Left.
years.
Left. Did I say Brian Kelly was a bad coach?
No, I'm just saying if we're talking about big wins, the scale's a little different considering.
See, somebody in the chat just gave you another one. I'll give you Oklahoma 2012. I'll give you that one.
Okay, there we go. That's 5.
There's still no considerable difference between Brian Kelly and Kalen DeBoer in big games as head coaches.
I think that's a curve. It's a curve on that.
Now it's a curve.
Because you got to think, Brian Kelly, out of the 11, 10 years he's been there, on the schedule, 90% of the schedule we're favored. We're supposed to win those games. So it's only like 3 or 4 games every couple years that's even big enough to even be considered a big game.
Can I ask
Now,
you a
he
question?
hasn't won them.
Can I ask you a
But
question?
the ones he has won has been pretty impressive.
Okay, so let's take it away from that because we'll just say it's layered. It's layered. It's tough to go apples to apples. Let's just say that, right? Let me ask you a question. Is Brian Kelly known as the offensive coach?
Yes.
Is Brian Kelly known as the offensive coach?
He's taking the self-title, yeah.
No. Is he an offensive guy?
Yes.
Is Kalen DeBoer an offensive guy?
Yes.
What does Kalen DeBoer's offense do in big games, and what does Brian Kelly's offense do in big games? I'll wait for your answer.
Well, in the big game and the championship game, it was embarrassing. For both guys. For both guys, it was embarrassing. But Brian Kelly's been doing it longer, so still apples to oranges.
Answer the question, Left. In big games at Notre Dame, what did Brian Kelly's offense do? As an offensive guy. He's an offensive guy. What did his offenses do in big games? Nothing. But he's an offensive guy. Kalen DeBoer might lose, but his offense scores points in big games. Except against Michigan in the national championship game. And his offense had opportunities. His quarterback just missed them. So it wasn't like Kalen DeBoer didn't scheme up opportunities against Michigan. His quarterback just didn't get the job done. They put up points against Oregon. They put up points against Texas. They put up points against USC the last 2 years. The one thing that rings true with Kalen DeBoer teams in big games is that he's going to find a way to put up points. He might not have the defense. He might not have the special teams. He might not have anything else. He might lose the game. But as an offensive coach, his offense is going to come to the party. Brian Kelly, not so much. It's that simple for me. So when you say that LSU is a definite loss next year for Alabama, based on what?
Based on timing. Same reason why we'll beat Texas A&M when we come down
That's
here.
fine. You said based on timing, I'll give you that. But don't tell me it's based upon Brian Kelly. Heck no. No. Sorry. No. No. In a big game, I'll trust Kalen DeBoer's offense over Brian Kelly's offense. I would. Just from what we've seen in big games. Yo, this is a great discussion, dude. Great discussion, because I agree. Kalen DeBoer is going to take him a year or so. But I don't think this man is going to be 7-5 left. Do you understand the amount of talent at Alabama? Dude,
I know how long it takes to get a program up and running.
Do you realize Notre Dame was winning 8 to 9 games with Drew Pine, and you think Kalen DeBoer is walking into Alabama winning 7? Come on, Left.
But you're giving a lot of credit
Left.
like it's just going to be a seamless transition. That's the problem I have.
Come on, Left. Stop,
It
man.
won't be a seamless transition.
Stop, man. Stop. And that Cajun Irish, that has nothing to do with the conversation, dude. It's two guys who specialize in offense. One in big games, his offense disappears, and the other one offense shows up in big games. That says something to me when that's your specialty. In big games, Nick Saban's defense shows up. They lost to Michigan, but that defense played. The offense stunk. Tommy Rees was questionable, but that Nick Saban defense against Georgia and against Michigan showed up. Why? Because that's Nick Saban's specialty. If that's your specialty as a head coach, then that's what should show up. That side of the ball should show up. I agree totally. The game, all of that winnings and losses, that's a team effort. But I'm talking about when you specialize in one side of the ball, in big games, that side of the ball should show up. That's all I'm saying. That side of the ball should show up.
I hear that.
That's all I'm saying, Left. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to lose, fine. That's a team effort. But that side of the ball should show up. That's it.
Okay, so as long as they show up, then it's as best as. I just think it's going to be hard to have a transition. Transition
Transition is hard. I think it's going to be hard because he has to get Alabama players to buy in to his system, and it's going to be different than Nick Saban's system.
And that you don't. But that results in losses on an early. Because think about it, you got to have some type of foundation. You telling me he's going to roll in there and get 9 wins and then be better every year after that? Come on. I don't think it's that easy. Nick Saban had a huge amount of influence into the consistency of that program. He'll still be around, but just that effect alone still will have an impact on the team.
Man, look. We got to 5 and a possible for Brian Kelly's big wins. 5 and a possible. And that's with me giving you that Music City Bowl. That speaks volumes. Notre Dame fans, that speaks volumes. I think Bama.
It does. More. It's 10 years is a lot.
No, left is not more. Big games. It should not be hard to find big games. I can rattle off the big game wins for Nick Saban. I can rattle off Urban Meyer's big wins, dog. That's not gonna take long. We don't have to sit here and think and debate. It's automatic, bro. Automatic. The national championship games, the SEC championships, over Georgia, LSU constantly back and forth. Like, USC at the beginning of the season when they smacked them. I can run it. Urban Meyer beating Nick Saban, beating Oregon and Mariota. Heck, beating Michigan over and over again, basically going undefeated against Michigan. Heck, when he was at Utah, the big bowl wins and upsets he pulled. When you have big wins as a coach, they should be immediate. It's the same thing. Like we struggle to find moments for Sam Hartman. It's the same conversation, Left. We shouldn't have to sit here and struggle to find moments. Like the fourth down run against Duke. And now we're stuck. I can say, give me the big moments for Aldrich Estime. The big run against North Carolina. The big run against North Carolina State. His last run against Stanford, the touchdown, his last run. Dude, you can rattle them off, man. Unfortunately for Brian Kelly, it takes time and it takes some debating.
It takes some thinking about, for sure.
Most people will agree with us that, heck, if Aldrich Estime stays in the game against Ohio State, that's probably one of his clutchest moments. He seals the game. He probably seals the game and goes down in Notre Dame history.
Yeah, never got the chance.
Never got the chance. So, man, great show today, guys. Thank you, man. We're like, yo, let's talk about this from this angle on Saturday. Notre Dame fans. It's great to be a Notre Dame fan. That's it. Stay locked in. Enjoy the conversations. Even when we disagree, man, it's absolutely fabulous to talk college football and Notre Dame football for one of the biggest brands, man. Don't fall into the trap like these Bulls fans and Bulls media out here capping today, man. Like, we all know why things are the way they are and why things went the way they went last night. That's typical Chicago Bulls, right? Crappy production. That's on par. Absolutely on par with the Chicago Bulls, man. Have a great day. Hey, you can put most Def, the Bulls fans, everybody on the petty train. And
That's right.
the Bills-Pittsburgh game got postponed until Monday left, so we won't have that to watch.
Yeah, the night before pictures are looking crazy on the field.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to point this out. Notre Dame, college football fans, I told you what was coming. Because this weekend, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dolphins are exclusively on Peacock.
On Peacock.
With playoff expansion, I told you, there will be a day where college football playoff games will be exclusive on streaming services. And everybody was like,
thanks to Married to Medicine, thanks to 90 Day Fiancé, all the Peacock shows that my lady likes, keeps us
hey,
on the
Married
Peacock
to Medicine.
subscription.
Whoa. Raven likes Married to Medicine?
Married to Medicine.
Yo, that's my joint, yo, hey, man. Yo.
She got some ties to the show, so, she's always checking it out.
The new season is wild, dude, because
the new season is kind of crazy.
The new season is wild because the doctor that's from Chicago, his new wife, they played her a little bit.
Yeah, they did play her.
Because she was young, they tried to come at her.
Yeah, because all of them, she's the youngest one, and everybody's like twice her age or something like that.
Yeah. Now, Toya got on my nerve a little bit in previous seasons, dude, because...
Yeah, Toya's a little annoying.
Yeah, she's a little annoying, dude. She runs her mouth a little bit too nuts, but I'm happy that she doing her thing in the wine business.
Yep.
Glad she's building it. Eugene, man, the fact that he stuck around, I applaud him. My boy Cecil seems like... Because at first I thought Cecil was a tough dude to deal with, but Simone got a little mouth on her, bro.
Simone gonna talk, you know that.
Yeah, Simone look tough cookie, boy. Simone look tough cookie, bro. Cecil did. Dude, the fact that that sweet deal they gave to their sons when they got the apartment for them and gave them a year, I thought that was fair, Left. I thought that was fair as parents. I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm cool with that. But your girl Heavenly can go on the petty train every day and just about every episode, bro. Man, the missus got me into that show, Left. That me and the missus, we watched that show together all the time, dude. That I must say, Married to Medicine is one of the most underrated reality shows that I've watched in a long time. What's gross, Ed? I missed it. Ed3 said it's still gross, Sean. Oh man, what's gross? What are we talking about? Oh, he's probably talking about the Bulls thing, dude. Ed, you're probably late. I did all that. I talked about how it was wrong, gross, but you gotta have context with stuff. Stop just going with the low-hanging fruit of narratives, dude.
Yeah, because they definitely made that. I didn't even know they was booing him back then. I had to remember the Last Dance.
I misunderstood. He was talking about the playoff being on Peacock.
Oh,
hey, I tried to warn you.
Y'all should have hung on. Y'all should have started watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and some shows they had. Would have kept you on that subscription.
Yo, I told you what was coming. It's here with the NFL, and it's coming. You will see playoff games for the college football playoff with expansion. Man, you really think they're going to put...
It's going to be on Amazon.
Whoever's in the 5th slot against whoever's in the 12th slot? Yeah, that's going to be on Amazon, bro. That's
easy.
That's going to be...
CBS still going to get like the top 4 games,
somewhere in the
6 games,
future.
maybe.
somewhere in the future, you believe it. It's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. Especially
It's gonna
if,
be off of regular TV, that's for sure.
man, you think if Notre Dame wanted to be petty, they would definitely put that playoff game on Peacock instead of ESPN.
Oh, 100%. They might try to do
100%.
most of the primetime games on Peacock moving
Heck yeah.
forward.
I wonder
All the
if they
night games that we had this year would have been exclusive on Peacock. If
we
had
never
a chance.
discussed this, Left. I wonder if they have it in their contract that if they have a home playoff game, it has to be on NBC. Because NBC
100%.
has rights to all of their home games.
Because NBC is gonna see what this playoff game does with Miami and the Chiefs, and then it's gonna slot Notre Dame in the same business model. Because they know they're gonna want to watch that first. It's really about the attraction. That first playoff game that Notre Dame's gonna play is gonna bring all the attention, regardless of what seed we got. You know, they're gonna be like, let's try this out on Peacock. You know, it worked well for the Chiefs Dolphins last year.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be on Monday, guys. They asked if we're gonna be on Monday. Are we taking it off of MLK?
No, sir. No, sir. MLK wants us to have a day on Monday, man.
Absolutely, man. Great show. Everybody have a great holiday. I promise you, the content on Monday is gonna be pretty dope, though. You can guarantee that.
That's right.
We're gonna make sure we salute MLK in a Notre Dame way. Great Saturday, great weekend, guys. Stay safe out there. If you're snowed in, stay in, man. If you don't have to travel, don't do it. But Left out there in 70-degree weather while I'm up here shoveling snow.
It's 65 with a little breeze. It's a little chilly. I might have to add a coat or something later.
Left.
I gotta stay warm out here, man. You know that.
You trolling now, Left. You trolling now. Everybody enjoy your weekend.